Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be going over how to set up and deploy sweepstakes. It's going to be a quick one, very easy to do. So from your business portal here, you're going to click on the sweepstakes button, and you'll see we haven't created any sweepstakes yet, so you'll go ahead and click add sweepstake. And you're going to want to name this. So I'm going to use, for our example today, we're going to assume that this is a restaurant as our example. So let's say this restaurant wants to offer a win dinner for two. So we're going to name it that. Now, this redirect URL is basically if you want the after the form has been submitted to be kicked over to another website. So if you want this to go back to your website, for example, you can put that here. For my example today, I'll put in just google.com. Otherwise, if you leave this blank, it'll just stay on that sweepstake form. This next one is a cover photo that you can upload. So just make sure that it's about 1,000 pixels wide. That's the recommended width. And we'll see what that looks like on our example when we finish it and take a look at it. So I'm just going to go ahead and upload my banner here. Upload your logo here. So I've uploaded my banner, my logo. And this is for if you decide to share this on Facebook, whether you want the logo to be the photo that displays or the cover photo that we uploaded here to display on Facebook when you share the link. And then here in the description, you can type in whatever it is that you want to describe your sweepstake. So I'll just say, enter to win a dinner for two simply by filling in your name and email address. And of course, you can customize that however you like. And the last piece you're going to want to do here is collect or show what pieces of data that you want the customer to fill in. So this first column here are the pieces of data that you make optional for the customer to fill in. And these ones here are the ones that are required. So just so you know, if you notice email address is missing from this list, and that's because it's always going to be mandatory for these sweepstakes. But let's say, like I mentioned in this description here, you just want them to fill out their name. So I'll uncheck for our example today, last name, phone number, and date of birth. I'll leave the first name required checkbox checked off and hit save. And now we'll get to see what this sweepstake form looks like. So you'll see after we hit save, we're kicked back here, and this is where your sweepstake lives. So if you ever need to edit it or delete it, you can do so here. If you click edit, it's simply going to take you back to the screen that we just filled out. If we hit delete, of course, it's just going to remove that sweepstake altogether. So let's take a look at what the sweepstake looks like here. We have two URLs, the public URL and a Facebook URL. They both go to the same thing. So you'll see I'll click on them both. I just clicked on the public one and the Facebook one, and you'll see that they actually display the same way. The difference between them is that this Facebook one, you'll notice, has a secure connection here, HTTPS, which means it's secure. So that's something that Facebook, if you wanted to, for example, create a custom tab on your Facebook page, they require that you have this link here to use instead of the public one. Otherwise, they basically function the same way. And so what's great about it is you see we have these URLs automatically generated. And so you can really share this form wherever you want. You can share it on Facebook, Twitter. You can email it to your customer base. You can link to it from your website. If you want to have a link to sweepstakes on your website, you can have it go here. And so this is everything that we filled out a moment ago. So you'll see here, this is the cover photo that we were talking about with that max width of 1,000 pixels. We have the profile or logo image here. We have the title, which is Win Dinner for Two, and the description, which I typed in here. Now you'll see on the right side, these are all the pieces of the form that we had checked off. So you'll see email address was one of the boxes that we didn't have to check off because, again, that's always going to be required. So they're going to have to fill in their email address here. So I'll just put an example one here. First name, you'll see the asterisk next to it. That's because if you recall, we checked off the first name required box. So I will fill in my first name, for example, here. And now I can decide as the customer if I want to fill in the rest of this information or not. And you'll see this date of birth box actually pops up a calendar, which is pretty cool. So they can choose their uh, birthday from this drop down list pretty easily. And then they'll just hit enter sweepstakes. And you'll see what happens is that we get kicked over to Google because if you recall, we put in Google as our redirect URL. So if we hadn't put anything as a redirect URL, it would have simply stayed on this form. So I would have hit submit and it would have just refreshed. So all of these things disappeared. All the data that was in here disappeared and it would have stayed on this page. So that's how, again, this is what the sweepstake looks like. Very easy, again, to share this link anywhere you want. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, your email list. If you want to send it to your email list or link to it from your website or wherever you would share a link normally, you can share this URL. And again, the cover photo here, the logo here, the title appears here, the description, and whatever pieces of data you wanted to collect from your customers would go on this side here. So it's a very easy to use quick functioning tool that you can put in your tool belt, of course. And the last thing that I wanted to show you here is that if we refresh this, you may be wondering where that email address went. There's one of two places, or actually the second one is optional. The first one that's going to happen every time is you'll see I just refreshed this page and this number went from 0 to 1. And that's because that customer data that was put into the form is now in this is stored right here, and you can export it anytime just by clicking export, and it'll download it as an Excel document so that you can re-upload it if you have, for example, an email marketing platform or something else that you want to take the data with you to, you can do so that way. The other one that's pretty cool that we have integrated into your platform here is this email integrations button here, where if you have a Constant Contact or a MailChimp account, you can connect them. You'll see the Constant Contact already has some drop downs here. The MailChimp one, I haven't connected anything to it, but it's as easy as clicking connect. And if you don't have an account and you want one, you can always sign up for one by clicking the button over here. And you'll see there's 3 options, and it's going to be the same for MailChimp. Under Constant Contact, there's 3 options. So you can actually choose a list that you want your sweepstakes list to go to. So if I had checked off general list, for example, and hit save, what would happen is every time somebody entered my sweepstake, this information here, that's going to go directly into my Constant Contact general interest email list. So it's a seamless integration if that's something that you want to use. That's another way that you can make it easy to manage your email lists and so forth. And of course, you can have your data go into different lists for different things. So if you wanted one for deals, one for sweepstakes, one for your content banners, you can have those all go to different places. I only have one list right now. That's why it's only displaying one, but you could certainly choose different lists or create different lists and select them for your different methods. And again, just to remind you, those emails that you of the signups are all going to be here anyway. So even if you don't have the Constant Contact or MailChimp integration, you can always access those email addresses and other data here just by clicking export. So that's it for sweepstakes. I hope that you see how easy it is to use and how powerful of a tool that's going to be for you moving forward. Thanks.